first scene is, your scene, Jhumpa, when you find out that your child has been stolen and you're in the bathroom of the railway station and there's this, guttural cry. Uh, I mean, how does one bring a performance like that? What did you do?
Karan will kill me if I repeat it now.
No, please go ahead. Yeah, come on.
Why has it been?
I also
Hasn't it
found
said
out.
too
I
many
just
times?
found out some time back how she pulled off that performance. Now I'm going to use that trick on other actors also, maybe.
Tell us.
So basically, I was already in the character. There was nothing much that I do. I train so well before that when I'm on set, I'm always having fun and, cracking jokes, smoking and going around. But this scene particularly was not discussed that it would be it was there, it was written, but he never revealed it to me that this will be shot in a real toilet of a railway station. And I am used to all these foreign sets where even this shit that we show in the film is a piece of art by some great artist, like that kind of a treatment. So everything is like fake, and I am this actress who makes it real. But here, Karan puts me into a. I mean, he sanitized it, he cleaned it, but still, it's like railway bathroom where it's stinking. It just doesn't go away, and my olfactory is very like it's different, And I bad inside hating myself for not being such a famous actress for whom they would be taking all this precaution, and they just treat me like this. Oh, desperate actress would do anything to.
They just fought about it, by the way.
I love it. This is why I interviewing
I was
actors.
crying for myself.
You were actually crying because you were in that.
And those puke, the scenes where I have all the saliva and puke, it was actually happening. So Ishan was like, we need to
So
take this Mia is puking. So yeah.
yeah, there goes your answer कि कैसे एक्टिंग की ऐसे की डायरेक्टर ने बिना बताए भेज दिया भाई.
Bilkul, that's the one way to get a great
I have to
performance.
be honest.
That's
there is no
method for
one
you.
That is method acting, yeah.
most famous one I'm hearing now because it has released in the trailer. But believe me, I did not act.
You know what? It's completely worth it because, hey, I'm talking about it. And it's the first, my 3 scenes I'm going to talk about. And may everybody talk about it for many years to come, all right? So, congratulations.
I should get the credit for this one. Mia doesn't get that credit.
Totally, bro. Everything. It's all
I
yours.
give you that credit.
Only this scene.
Yes.
The
So
the second scene that I do want to talk about, I mean, what is with the obsession with you guys and the use of breath? Because, oh my God, there's so much breathing in this film. Like I mean, I was watching it at home and I was so claustrophobic that I took a breath. And Karan, the second scene that I want to talk about is when the camera stays in the car and they're outside and, they jump into the car. And that's quite a long sequence. Could you talk to us about, the magic of just positioning that camera in the car? Whose point of view are we really seeing?
Well, the film was always built as, every principle in that film visually follows the idea that I want to put my audience in a place where they're going on this journey with the characters. So, that was also a part of that. But more than that, I was hell-bent on shooting that scene at Magic Hour, for which you get about 15 to 20 minutes a day. And I really wanted to shoot at that time because I wanted to show that transition from night to day to keep that very realistic space where time is passing in front of your eyes. And if I just went from night to day, then that big jump that you get as if time has passed. I didn't want the audience to feel that. So they're seeing that transition period, and this was the scene that kind of was landing at that point. And it was that reason. I only had 15 minutes to shoot. We couldn't shoot it in any kind of a traditional way where we could do multiple cuts or the camera could even come outside the car. And it was that reason that we decided we're going to put the camera in the car. And I was pretty confident that it will give that insane sense of claustrophobia, that the stress will only be built, and the sound, the way it plays out when the car door opens, when the car door shuts, the change of light within the scene. I think there were so many other things happening that I was pretty confident that leaving the camera in the car is going to do the trick. So, you know, that's how that whole sequence was designed. And honestly, it's one of the most funnest things I've ever shot in my life. And I just loved it.
Thank you for that. Also, the third scene I want to talk about is where my friend Abhishek is getting, very brutally beaten. And that scene inspired or evoked so much in me, and it made me question, because we always, as women, I'll talk about my experience, हमें बोला जाता है कि कहीं ऐसे जाना मत जहां पर लोग तुम्हें नहीं जानते. It's usually women are told these things, but when that was happening to the boys, I just took myself out of this and I said, the horror is equal,
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah,
And I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just for a second stepped out of that, so-called feminist angle. And I said, man, it can happen to two grown men. So that scene, and I hear Abhishek's breath in that. And that's so disconcerting. So I'd love for Abhishek and you to talk about it, please.
I think that's where the idea came from, right? So it
Yeah.
was the most important scene for me
Yeah.
as an actor. I mean, everything for me was, reaching to that scene. And then, of course, I think for me, that's the climax. And then, whatever is having is just a
Yeah.
conclusion. Right, Katie?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what we
That's
also,
right.
मतलब बात भी यही करते थे हम लोग कि बस
Yeah.
पिक्चर तो खत्म हो गई, अब क्या करें? अब तो बस रेजोल्यूशन देना है.
Yeah.
अब
That's
अब वो
correct.
था कि अब उसके बाद आप होप दो या ना दो, because we had that option. We had, but we thought that okay, then let's give some hope, But if you like, as an actor, for me, that has been one of the most. I think in theater they teach you trust, like you have to always trust your actor, and there are exercises, and you build that trust with actors, with your co-actors, and I happen to be someone who really trusts any of my co-actors. Like कोई भी होता है, I'm always like full heart uh, with any actor for that matter. Here, the biggest test was that I had to trust like a group of 30, 40 people, and almost more than that, the kind of the entire there was an entire village set up to do that scene. So I had to trust all of them. And I did. I mean, and that when it was happening, when I think the entire the scene got over, I knew one thing. I mean, I've seen so many videos, and the one common factor in all those lynching videos you will see is that the victim is not moving. The victim is not even pleading. It's like giving in to the violence, and that was the most difficult part. And apparently, I broke down and stuff like that, but I don't have any memory of it. So yeah, I mean that was quite an interesting scene in terms of trusting my multiple co-actors who were acting with me.
Thank you.
I
Thank
just
you.
want to add, Rohini, we were talking about this a little while ago. I mean, literally in front of my eyes, I saw the reality of what Abhishek was playing as a character and the film world kind of intersect and become one, where I think, when he actually found himself in that place as if it was happening for real. I mean, I saw it with my own eyes, how he reacted afterwards, of course, how he played it. It is so real because it is real.
Yeah.
It's not acting. It went beyond, it just transcended that acting for that 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It was an 8 minute long take, and we did only 3 takes. That's it. We just did
Yeah.
3 takes of that. The
Yeah,
third take,
that's it. Yeah.
and it was because it became one. There was no acting there. It was a very surreal experience even for me, and something I could not have expected. And I don't think. I mean, Abhishek
And
did.
also, I think in the third take, which was the final take, the art department, they forgot to replace the real wooden plank with a fake wooden plank. So in the trailer, the shot where you see that those guys take a plank and hit me on the back, that is the real wood plank. और वो एक्चुअली मेरे पीठ पे टूटा था. और उससे पहले भले ही मैं जो एक्टिंग कर रहा था नहीं कर रहा था, उसके बाद तो मैं एक्टिंग नहीं कर रहा था. जो मिया ने बोला, अब मुझे डाउट हो रहा है कि वो वुडन प्लैंक भूला गया है या डायरेक्टर ने किसी को वॉकी पे कुछ बोला. यू नेवर नो. नाउ आई हैव ट्रस्ट इश्यूज.
Suddenly, Kitty's become one.
Yeah.
I remember the crew. I mean, just because that was a very 3 very tough days, and that was a 5 minute shot, like a long take.
Lamba shot tha, lamba
Because it
shot.
was dragging him all that way, and this crowd and the village. And by the end of it, you have no idea what the crew just started crying. People were crying, after that. And we had a big party on that night. Of course, Abhishek doesn't remember that day. It's like
Yeah.
it's
I
gone.
don't remember that day at all. It's a blackout for me.
Because he was I kind of in Firdaus or something. He was living then at that moment, experiencing it.
Yeah.
I remember him crying, sitting with me in the village. It was a very special day. And in fact, also what Katie
So
mentioned,
embarrassing.
that 15-minute, we shot it over 5 days. Every morning we'll come because we only have 15 minutes. So I mean, some of the stuff that we did on this film, I don't think we'll ever be able to do.
I think it's meant to be that way because then everybody could make a stolen, right? I mean, you should not be able to make it again either because that's how the Taj Mahal was built.
Yes.
कोई नहीं बना पाएगा दोबारा.
आज शायद नहीं बना पाएगा.
है ना?
हम भी नहीं बना पाएंगे.
No, I'm very happy for you. Also, I'm thankful that you left us with hope. There's so many things I want to talk about, but we have very little time. But I do want to mention that the end of it, I think two things stay with me. The ending that's with hope, and yes, we nabbed it. And the fact that, the naysayer in the beginning of the film does the turnaround. I think these are all themes that find, gloriously, present in your film. And each of you was so brilliant. So I wish we had more time as always, but thank you, each of you, for bringing this performance and for bringing us this film.
Thank you, Rahul. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.